Hey everyone, Creepy here. So this is a sequel to my last video about the whole discourse of, oh, how horrifying. There's a single image in the new trailer for Spider-Verse that says protect trans kids. Well, today we're going to be responding to a video that's covering that topic called Disturbing Trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And it calls it demonic in the thumbnail.
So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse saw massive success. I personally loved the movie, as did a lot of people, Spider-Man fans and otherwise. But after capitalizing on said success, their sequel seems to be shoehorning a ton of woke stuff, quite frankly.
And by a ton of woke stuff, she means a single frame of a trailer having a sticker in the background.
And the most egregious of them all is promoting the mutilation of children.
This is a common fallacy we see when it comes to the talk of transgender children. No one's mutilating anyone. The fact you call it mutilation itself is very telling. Surgery is not mutilation, and it's not happening to children. Mostly because this surgery is really only done after someone turns 18, after years of therapy. It's not like you could just walk in and get your dick inverted, because that's how. When it comes to trans children, they are really just socially transitioning, usually just dressing up in a way that they prefer to dress as.
Through a flag that says protect trans kids. Okay, and as we know, trans kids are about as real as a vegan cat.
They very much are real. You are denying reality if you believe otherwise.
Okay, they don't make that decision for themselves. So let's dive into the video because there's a lot to talk about here, and the backlash is already real. Truny Toon Twitter is very upset at me over this, but what else is new? Anyway, so bounding into comics, they made this article in which they said Sony Pictures promotes child mutilation in latest trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with Protect Trans Kids flag, and there it is right there. And then I said, well, I'm out. That's all I said. And of course, Truny Toons. Transphobic! Y'all are pathetic. Look at this. Every single one of them. Cartoon avatars, cartoon anime in this case. Okay, this looks like Fire Emblem, but it's all cartoon Trudy Toons.
Someone having a profile picture that is a cartoon does not make them incorrect. And yes, you are a massive transphobic moron.
Now, when I first made the tweet, I got a lot of perfectly fine support for it, and most of it is. But just, the latest quote tweets are from the Truny Toon variety, and I'm pretty sure all of them have mental illnesses in their bio. It almost never fails.
Ah, yes, calling the LGBTQ plus community a mental illness. Nothing bigoted about that statement at all.
The more people rage at me and just about whatever it is I have to say, when I click on their profiles, I quit letting it upset me, because when I click on their profile, there's always a mental illness listed in it. Every time. I mean, it almost never fails. This is just where we're at. And if people want to ask, oh, well, are you including transgender people in that? Oh, is transgender people or transgender a mental illness? Yes and no. I think it is, but I also think most of it is demonic. So if you want to ask my opinion on it.
She's not only calling it a mental illness, but she is straight up calling it demonic. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You've taken demonizing minorities to a whole other level. You're not really supposed to think they're demons.
Is being transgender a mental illness? I think it's demonic oppression more than anything, but that's a whole other discussion. Let's go ahead and get back to this video here, because some people are going to be like, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's a poster in Gwen's room, right? And that's it. It doesn't play a role in the movie. Well, of course it's subtle, because A, they can't globally release this otherwise, and they have to be able to have versions of it that are going to go to other regions that would not accept this. And B, that's just how you start with brainwashing people. It's a slow process. It's like boiling a frog. People who want to introduce concepts and absolutely crazy things, like in this case, mutilating children.
There's no arguments being made here. She's just talking about how it's bad and how it's demonic and how we shouldn't allow it. There's no actual arguments or meat to this sandwich of argumentation. Now, I'm not actually going to respond to the rest of the video. If you want to see more of it, you can go watch her video. But I think it is so idiotic, and it's just kind of evil. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of evil to call minorities demonic. That is evil. I don't understand how a person could just say that people are demonic just because of the way they are. Like, that is so disgusting and despicable, and you don't actually make any actual arguments. You just assume your fans are going to agree with you, which they do because they're all brain dead. It's just amazing how people like this are allowed on YouTube. People will constantly talk about how, oh, YouTube will ban those who disagree with them, and they're ban the conservatives, while people like her are allowed to literally call trans people demonic and they are a-okay on the YouTube platform. At least it gives me something that I can cover for a video. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking, subscribing. Creeper out.
Socialism is when the government does stuff. And it's more socialism the more stuff it does. And if it does a real lot of stuff, it's communism.